This episode is brought to you by RIXX Eyewear. Eyewear that inspires confidence. If you would like to buy some premium eyewear, sunglasses, blue light frames, prescription, head online now, rixxeyewear.com.au and check it out. CAPZ has been Australia's home of headwear since 2012. From snapback to fitted, curved peak to flat peak, our hats will fit anyone and everyone. Since then, we've grown and evolved into the leaders of US sports apparel in Australia. Head online at capz.com.au and check it out. Righto, let's get into the show. Righto, today we're joined by Nick Larkey and Zurhaar. Boys, thanks so much for joining us. I'll start. What have you been up to?
Thanks for having us. No, not much really. Just a bit of footy training, fair bit of cooking for me, which is nice. But no, pretty keeping our heads down at the moment.
Yeah, I'm the same. Trying to get things right at the club, but apart from that, trying to also get away from the club outside. So I've been eating actually a bit of Bulls food. He invites us around every now and then, so I'm treated to that.
We're going to get right into it because you boys are very talented on the field. Everyone knows that, but what they don't know is the talents off the field. So really excited to get stuck right into that. Just on, look, we've all been at footy clubs when we're losing. I've been at when I was at Fremantle, we were minor premiers. The next year we lost 10 in a row. So I know exactly what happens when you're losing. More meetings, more fucking changes. But how is the group? Because I've spoken to a few boys and they reckon it's great. It's a young group and you should train the house down, but you're working hard behind the scenes with a young group. You're not getting the results, but how is the vibe around the club?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like, we are losing every week, and I tell you what, we're busting our ass during the week to get things right, and then we hit Saturday or Sunday and just things aren't going our way at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate for the amount of work that we're doing. But the vibe at the club's still positive. Everyone's still up and about. It's funny, like you come in on a Monday, we may have lost on the weekend, but the boys are still positive and we can kind of see the direction that we're going. So, yeah, it's a good vibe at the club at the moment. Can't complain.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear. It turns quickly as well, as we all know. And is this your first year in the leadership group?
Yeah, I got in the leadership group this year, so it is my first year. It's funny. I've been kicked from the cool crew, which Bull runs with a couple of the boys down there. So I don't get let in on all the stories I used to be sometimes a part of. So it's a different experience. But I've enjoyed it heaps. It's just like I used to be on the end of quite a few sprays or like pull your head in chats from the leaders, and then all of a sudden I was in it, and I realised that all the meetings and stuff and the chats they have come from like just such a good place. Like they're all there. It's from like a real sense of care. So it was interesting coming on the being on the opposite end of that. But I haven't had to have too many chats with blokes that I copped yet, and I don't know how I go with it, but I've definitely lost a bit of the in crowd. They sort of, I ask about the weekends, how they go now, and it's sort of a bit, just a quiet one.
Yeah. Boys checking themselves.
Mate, you got these leaders, I'll tell you what, like, these snitches, you don't know who, like, two different faces, they're hard to talk to at times. But
so the cool crew's slowly shrinking down there at North.
Oh, that is funny. Well, I've got a story, and you'll be able to back me up here, but there is a rumour going around that the cool kids are feeding in a fair bit of stuff to the leaders and you yourself, and they reckon that they've been a bit sore this week, so they've fed in. We're sore. We want to go to Geelong fresh, and you said no worries, I'll address it. And apparently you've pulled a fair few strings, and you've told the boys it'll be light. And 4 hours later, the boys have come off battered and bruised, and now they're walking around calling you the puppet master. Is there any truth to this, Geppetto?
I'll back this up. So like, we go out on the track and everyone's in a great mood. Sort of brings all the boys in. Yeah, lads, I've got something for you. And he goes, yeah, lads, I've managed to pull a few strings this week. Like I'm taking over training a bit, but we'll freshen up this week. And then, 4 hours later, we got blokes going back with a flight, like fist on fist, absolutely smashing in. Like, I've never felt so bruised in my life. And then after training, I'll tell you what, the boys have absolutely let go on him and just said, mate, shredded him a new one. Like,
that is brilliant.
I'm coming in and like blokes like, yeah, those strings you're pulling, Sylvia. I'm trying to help you blokes out. If anyone else wants to pull back training a bit, let me know and then speak up. Don't be shy. But
that's brilliant.
I know I copped it yesterday, but we've been training hard, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that is good to hear. Geppetto is the name, is the nickname that I've received. I had to just Google it.
Came up with that.
Yeah, Bond's definitely come up. The Puppet Master. Oh, that is funny. Speaking of funny stuff, this is something that I remember talking to you about in the hub when we were together, but back in the day, you boys did a little bit of a prank at a cafe where you're at the back where you belong in the kitchen because you're the chef and you're the barista funny man out the front and you guys are talking to each other and we'll definitely be able to get footage of this because it's online. Can you just take me back to how all that come about and what was going on? Because I found it so funny just watching that.
I can't remember where that came from, but we got a message. I think it was from North, was it?
Is when we first cracked into the team and started playing a couple of games together.
I think we kicked five. We had a day out each down in Hobart, kicked five apiece, and then a few media things started coming in, which was nice. But what did we do? We went down to Gloria Jean's and did this segment where I was in his ear. And I was out the back, and I could just say whatever I wanted to him, and
I had to say it.
He had to
do what he said.
Oh, there was this old lady there. She fell in love with him, like eyes just locked, and you were feeding her biscuits.
Free biscuits. Oh man, I was holding up the cafe because people were coming in there wanting actual coffees and food and that, and I was like, didn't know how to work the register, didn't know how to do everything. I was there to crack gags, but then they're like, so can I get some food? And I was, yeah, sure. I just stepped back and the actual staff member came in.
We'll get footage of this because it's gold and you're feeding in some funny stuff. And obviously you're impersonating a fair few people at that point, which is a talent that not many people would realise. But Elliot Loney's been on the podcast and he's a gun. I reckon your Rafa is... It might be better than it might be.
I reckon it's up there one of the best.
We might have to get them both on and have a little contest.
The Rafa's I mean, I'd challenge. No, but I've seen Elliot Loney's Rafa, and I suppose I actually go off his impersonation of the Rafa to get my own Rafa impersonation.
So you're stealing jokes.
Yeah, so stealing his
Nothing wrong with that. We're going to get you to do it shortly, but where did it all come? How you've got a great strength in impersonating, and not only celebrities, your teammates is the male, which is in a locker room gold. How long have you been able to do this for?
I think it was in my first year, and I was whenever the team needed a minute filled or something, they'd get me up the front to do I don't know, a gag or an impersonation. They'd be like, Sylvie, get up. And I'm like, oh. But the thing in footy clubs, they never get sick of impersonations. So you can do the same one over and over and over again. They find it funny every time. But I could do them, but a lot of them are players or staff officials from the club, which the boys love.
Gets a laugh every single time.
Gets a laugh note, yeah.
There's always that lull, in the coach is, everyone's always early. You could just rip, you could just rip blokes, couldn't you? Because there's always something coming up every week.
The more beers you had as well, the funnier it goes.
Oh, I would imagine.
There's a couple coaches in the hub where there was a good session where we'd lost most of our games for the season. Nothing new there, but the boys needed something, and I had these impersonations tucked away I'd been talking about, and of Shorey, Jade Rawlings, a couple of the coaches, and then got up and
Goldie.
It's good for a laugh. It'd break
Goldie as well.
Gold. Yeah.
That's brilliant. I mean, you got to be there to see it. Can you give us I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to have to. Can you give us a Rafa impersonation?
Yeah. Well, hello everybody. This is me, Rafael Nadal. I saw Kyrgios on the weekend. He was not appropriate to find his spit in the crowd. So this is not appropriate for tennis, especially Wimbledon, such a special event. So I cannot complain because I'm playing very well. The maiden full Grand Slam would be dream for me, but for Kyrgios, he is not appropriate to play. So.
No, that is very good. Well done. That is super, mate.
Oh, God.
You boys have lived together. You lived together for, was it 3 years?
2.5 years, yeah. Out in Kensington. So, good spot right next to the club, which was nice.
Handy.
Yeah.
And how long? So 2.5 years. Now, this is, you boys, you'd know each other more than anyone else. How would you describe living with each other?
It was unreal, actually.
It was good, yeah.
Loved it. We had another bloke with us, Deck Watson, and we used to just 3 best mates living together, which was unreal. And it was close to the club. But yeah, all this cooking you see now on the cooking page wasn't there back then. So it's only come into fruition
That's
recently.
because that house, mate, you couldn't put a dish in the sink. It was that dirty. These boys left shit everywhere.
Yeah, you need to clean. You need to be prepared well, don't you?
Exactly. You would walk through this house and like your feet would be stuck on the ground. Like,
Screws.
and like, Nick was like, for dinner every night, he would have noodles and steak, like every single night, Monday to Friday.
That's never offered anything.
Swear my life, Monday to Friday.
The protein job. That is great.
Yeah.
And some broccolini on the side.
Yeah, that's the three.
Just get some greens
It's a
in.
staple. It's a staple.
Who was the cleanest unit out of you two?
Me.
Well, I feel like I got swept into not being clean because I shared the bathroom with Deck. So Cam had the penthouse upstairs, paid like a little bit extra, and me and Deck were downstairs. We shared the bathroom, which just got like
mate, that thing was a bomb site.
But Cam is cleaner. Yeah. But we didn't see the messes as much up there because he didn't really venture up.
That's
Upstairs we had like a little rooftop as well. Looked over the city. It was actually the best joint.
It was
little pre-spot.
Yeah, a little pre-spot. Just when after a win, just
a couple of quiet ones. See where the guy takes this.
Couple of quiet ones. Yeah.
It's so funny when you get a win. You're just how good. You're cloud nine, isn't it?
There's nothing beats a win, and then you go, oh yeah, we'll just go have a few quiet ones just up on our rooftop and see what happens.
Something about that rooftop.
Yeah, something about that rooftop. It was never just a quiet one.
It's fucking brilliant.
It was good.
What's about give us let's go to the cooking. Where did it all start? Were you always a gun cook, or you always had the passion for cooking?
Mum was a really good cook, and then obviously I've been in Melbourne for 6 years now, so you kind of have to learn. Like I've been out of home for 6 years, so kind of got to learn pretty quick. And I loved it. I always watched I loved watching like YouTube videos like Matty Matheson and all these guys on YouTube. And then I think after I moved out of that house with Nick, I moved in by myself, and I think that's where the passion really started. I just I had a lot of alone time and wanted to get off my phone, so I'd do like a long cook and be like 2 hours and of like a slow cook or something, and it'd be time where I'd be off my phone and I don't know, just to break away from footy. Instead, that house was just like I'd just talk shit for 3 hours and it'd be the best time of my life. But and get a pizza. But I needed just a getaway. So it was cooking was just the thing, and I just loved it. And then kept on doing it. And then over COVID, I just I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna bring out a cooking page, and started a cooking page, got a little bit of traction, and just moved into a house that I bought, and just really started to get like all my cooking equipment, I guess. I've got bloody 3 or 4 barbecues, so it's pretty fucked up. But it's great, and I just really love it. So I've just pumped a few things into my Instagram, and now it's starting to grow. I think I've got 4,000 followers. So small step.
For anyone out there that's watching and listening, at bulls_cooking on Instagram, and you will lose your mind because, mate, some of the meals on there, I went on there and it's seriously impressive. What is your favourite thing that you've cooked so far?
Nick loves, he loves like short, you love ceviche at the moment, but like a short rib ragu or something like that on pasta is just pretty good, a couple of hours. But I just bought a smoker. So I'm really getting into like my American style. So like ribs, anything basically, pulled pork, everything like that, brisket.
Yeah, beef brisket. It's like a real southern.
So, and I bought a Traeger, and mate, that thing is elite. It's so good. And I'll put something on at like 4 a.m. in the morning, and then I'll get it off for the next day at like 4 p.m. and it'll be unreal.
That's so nice. Good.
So it's just a good break from footy. It's something that I love. So, and then I don't know, hopefully when I finish footy, it opens up a few avenues for me. Like I'd love to open up a wine bar like when I finish. So, and maybe I'll cook out of it. So
well, I reckon you could even do stuff while you're in the game. There's so much potential now.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a time thing.
Yeah.
But I can definitely lay my stones now and hopefully pick them up when I finish footy.
We'd love to do a cooking show. Maybe we do a cooking show. Have you ever done a cooking show? Because half the problem, the hardest thing with cooking is you got to film
Making
what
content,
you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty hard to use your hands and film at a premium level. Maybe it's worth we do a little one episode of you with your best meal. I
wouldn't mind that.
I reckon that'd be great.
I just started doing like those little 50-second videos of what I've cooked, and I tell you what, it takes me fucking 3 hours to edit this thing.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I just don't really have experience on it. So
and it burns you out, doesn't it? You want to cook, you need someone else to come in and do that.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, I'll finish training, I'll start cooking, I'll film it, and then I'll go to bed at like 10 o'clock, absolutely exhausted because I've just done, I don't know, 6 hours of work. But no, it's good fun.
Do you find cooking like meditation? Like, do you feel like you get in the zone and you forget about everything else?
Oh, for sure, 100%. Like, I just put music on. My dog will be sitting there trying to get some food off me, but it's just something that just really calms me down. It's great.
That's great. Righto, let's set the scene, right? You're single. A girl says, I want you to cook me dinner, and she's going to come over. Entree, main, what would you prepare? Because I've seen your Instagram page. Again, shout out, bulls_cooking. There is thousands of options, and they're all unbelievable. But if you had to pick two, an entree and a main, what would you cook?
Jeez. Entree, am I trying to impress here?
Yeah, you're trying to impress.
Impress. I'd have to do like I don't know, to start as probably like a raw fish or like a sushi of some sort.
A prawn toast.
Prawn toast I made the other day for my date, obviously. maybe like I'll make a crispy tuna on like a crispy rice cake, whatever you call it.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. That sounds
It's actually on my Instagram. You can have a look at
Yeah,
that.
we'll share that one.
And then you can't go wrong with pasta, like a nice homemade ravioli, spinach and ricotta.
Yeah.
Girls love it.
Yeah.
Carb them up, you know.
Yeah, carb load, tick.
Bottle of wine.
Nice bottle of like Pinot or something, or like a Shiraz. Not a Grange.
Get a Grange.
It's not that good of a date, but
Yeah, that's your 10th date.
yeah,
That sounds
something like that.
That sounds elite, mate, and well done. Like, we're keen to continue to do that. What about you, mate? How do you go in the kitchen now that you've moved? Have you moved out on your own as well?
Yeah, I'm out. I moved back home after being out for like a year, and then back out now with my brother and two mates from school. But it's not, the culinary skills are definitely not as high as it is out in Balaclava. But I feel bad sometimes. Like, I'll try. I don't mind it. I don't mind actually doing it, but like, I don't always know what I'm doing, but I like to be across it all. So like when I'm cooking a big steak or like something I've tried at Bulls and then I want to try recreate at home, I'll hop on the phone to Bull and I just find I ask him way too many questions. Just like, so how long's the steak going in the oven for? He's like, I don't know, just 45 minutes. He's like so vague because he knows what he's doing. It's like 45 minutes. All right, and what temperature? It's like, just 180, 45 minutes. How long do I let it rest for? Oh, I know, like 5 minutes. Oh yeah, well, do you need to test the internal temperature? Like, I'm just asking all this stuff. He's like, I don't know, mate. Just cook the steak.
I feel like cooking is such like you can fix it or you can you just touch it and you know I know it's right or you know it's wrong. So like,
it's a prodigy, mate. Not everyone's like you. But I try here and there because I do like it as well. But only aspiring.
Yeah, that is great. Have you had any nightmares in the kitchen? We've all had a nightmare before. Early days.
You think
what? You can.
You would have had a couple of them. The noodles and beef.
Actually.
What can go wrong there?
Actually, I got a pizza oven the other week or whatever, and I did my first pizza in there, and oh mate, I'll go show this photo. Just like came out like dog's breakfast, and I had no idea what I did wrong. But then I did it for a second time, and it came out as a masterpiece. So
oh wow!
I always forget.
I couldn't get it out. That was the issue. Like it just. I think it's because the first time I was cooking on it, I didn't use like enough. I don't know. Similina or something to get it off, and it crumbled and it burnt.
Are you a thick pizza man or a thin base and then nice toppings?
Definitely like a Italian style. So like I think it's like thin.
Yeah,
I'm not talking American style where it's just like fucking floppy.
Yeah, no, yeah. You need what you just said. Spot on. More flavour involved for sure. Now you're the chef. Over here, we've got the artist. We have the artist at Larkwork on Insta. You are a man of many talents. Obviously, the impersonations. You are a very funny man. But the art. Talk to us about where that started, mate. Similar thing. Was it COVID? Just started drawing, painting.
Oh no, I think just probably late high school. Had a couple mates who were. I always liked the graffiti sort of art. Had a couple mates who were into that. And then just did it through school, really. Did like studio art, year 12, a couple of pieces there. Then afterwards, just kept on doing stuff here and there. But it comes and goes in like waves of motivation. Like sometimes I'm like really in the mood to do one, get one done, and then other times not so much. I've done one. There's some hanging at Bull's house, but I've done some for the boys. So I'm always open for like commissions. I'd rather doing it for people rather than just for myself. I thought like it'd be cool to have like an exhibition like one day, but like as I said, it sort of comes in. You need like a theme for it, so I'm open to ideas for like a theme of exhibition.
The fact is actually like when I left the house with Nick, I actually stole that painting. It was already hanging up. And I needed some art for my place, and I stole it, and it's not even finished. Like,
it's an unfinished piece.
It's an unfinished piece, and he always complains about like people asking for art and stuff. So I've never actually asked him for a piece because I feel bad because he's like, so I stole one instead.
And it's unfinished. Does that make it a masterpiece? No one would ever have
something.
You
don't have to tell him because that's just part of the art.
You can't really
you
tell.
Finish it off yourself in your mind.
Just like,
that's sort of,
what is it? It's like a little house, and there's a lot of trees missing. It's just like. Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, it would fit well.
It's a focal piece. People come around for
that. It is very bright, and yeah, people do comment on it.
So it covers your fireplace. That's actually where it's sitting.
What is the most beautiful bit of art that you've created? And what's the purpose behind it? There's always a story behind it.
Where you want at the club?
Oh, yeah, that's probably the most special. I did this one... at the club.
Still waiting for payment.
The club was who owes you money? Let's shout them out.
The footy club.
The club was like...
who's the operations manager
remember
there?
Cam Joyce. Joyce he was. And like they were thinking of... We just got the... reset up the gym and stuff, and there were these blank walls there, and they were like, they were thinking about getting a proper artist in to do it, and then someone must have mentioned me upstairs, and I think Joyce's like, we save a bit of cash here. So no wonder we debt free, but they're not paying. So he goes, you want to do it? And I was like, stoked to do it because I don't know, it's almost like it's just it's a mark you can leave on the club. It's going to be there for, or maybe they'll paint over it when I'm delisted or something one day, but
they will, mate. Don't worry about that.
But I don't know. I feel like it'll stay. So it's nice to have that little piece on the wall. It's like a focal point in the gym. Gives a bit of life to the gym. But yeah, it was fun doing that. It's just this big roo with like blue hitting its shoulder, just like a big jacked roo. But that was good fun. But still waiting for a bit of payment.
How long? Yeah, that payment. That's a pisser. How long did that take you to do?
Only took a couple days, 2 days. I think came in. It's similar to like Cam was saying with the cooking. Like you sort of lose yourself a bit in it. It's like takes your mind away. Like I get them tracks on as well, and then all of a sudden you've been doing it for 4 hours, 5 hours. And it's just good fun. Takes your mind off things and puts you in a different headspace and zone. So it took the most that first day and then came back, finished it off the second day. That's good.
Yeah. Weapon. I'll have to get you to do something for me. That's,
the boys, any of you ever want commission
for
piece,
sure.
anything.
You got to pay.
I need the first.
I'll hit up Joycey. Fuck, that's funny. I've got some late mail here as well. They're because you boys live together, there's no doubt you know a fair bit of about each other, but you are a sweetheart, aren't you? Like you draw, you're very funny, impersonate, and being a single man, we've all back in the day, we've all been single, but is there any truth to this story? Apparently that you not only can you draw and impersonate and you can actually sing. You're a very good singer.
No, that's not true.
The boys reckon you got a beautiful voice, and they reckon instead of
you've sung around the campfire before at Footy.
No, but like that was like piss take.
Okay.
Well, they reckon it's very good still, and then they reckon with the guitar, the bass supreme.
The bass, a little bit of bass.
So
you are good. You are good on the guitar.
Not bad.
Very talented, isn't he?
Very, very talented.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
They reckon that you were that talented. Instead of when you were single, instead of texting girls, you would just sing and send audios. Is that true or false?
Who said that? Does Bon or Denk sent that in?
Why? Is there truth to it?
No, there's no truth to that.
Sure?
There is no truth to that.
It's getting a bit flustered.
No, that's all myth.
That's stitch up.
That's stitch up. You've been searching for stitch up.
I have some late mail there,
some
mate.
North Melbourne contacts, and you're looking for stitch ups.
Oh, that's funny. That is very
shocking.
funny. So that's not true.
That's not true.
Jeez, I'd love to be on the end of that. I don't think I've heard of that one before. That would definitely work. I reckon it would work. And then, Bull, I reckon, there's a lot of things you love. You love a lot of things.
There we go.
You love food. You love your dog. Mm-hmm. And you love cash. And I reckon and I reckon you've got the Monopoly man, and I reckon it's because you love cash. Is that true?
My tattoo. Yeah.
Where is the tat?
On my leg.
On your leg.
It's straight on my shin. But
where did you get that?
Oh, maybe a year and a half ago.
It's the Monopoly man.
It is the Monopoly man. Yeah.
That's elite.
I do love cash, but there's no truth to that. I didn't get it because I love cash. But I've never met a person that doesn't love cash.
Oh, no, they'd be lying to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like sending audios of you singing.
Yeah.
They're lying to your face.
But no, there's definitely no truth behind that.
That's funny. When did you get it? Early job or did you?
Nah. I actually got my first tattoo about 4 years ago in Bali. I was on footy trip at the end of the year with a couple of boys, Taylor Garner, Joel Crocker.
Oh, Croxy, what a man.
Yeah, Deck Watson. And I lost a bet, and my first tattoo was a couple of boys' initials on my ass. So
standard.
Yeah, I got that about 3 a.m. in the morning in Bali. So mum and dad weren't too happy with that one. But and then they started flowing in when I got back to Melbourne. So I got a couple of tattoos now. So.
How many you got all up?
Maybe 25.
Oh wow, just a couple.
Just 25.
Yeah, I think I'm about 25
just
now.
Little little ones, big ones. What's the most iconic?
Most iconic.
Your favourite?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, I've got my dog's name on my arm.
Yeah,
it's my only one on my arm. But it's just my legs. So yeah, probably Monopoly man. It's just a standout. All the kids like it when you go to like one of those family days. Yeah, they always point out. I'm like, stop pointing. It's kind of weird, but
collect 200 while you fast go. There you go, kids. That's great. Speaking of travel and off season, that's the one thing that's the only thing that's great when you know you're not making finals. Do you guys start planning where you're heading? Have you got any plans for the end of the season?
Well, the Cool Crew had plans to go.
Oh, the Cool Crew over
here.
Cool
Crew had plans to go to Vegas, but that's been called off, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to Vegas this year. I think it just keep it under wraps.
That is classic though, because footy clubs have shifted. Like they used to be footy trips. Unfortunately, you can't have them anymore. But you can arrange to all meet in a certain spot. Oh, you wouldn't believe it, boys.
Yeah.
We're all in Vegas.
It's like that TV ad.
Yeah. Michael Jamison. Got joining rooms.
Yeah, good job, man.
It's a little bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've got to keep it under wraps at the club because everyone gets excited and starts talking.
I think Bali trips on the cards. It always is. It's always a great place to go.
Quick, easy, cheap.
Yeah, quick,
Fins
easy,
is back
cheap.
up. It's pumping.
I heard Bali's going. Well,
yeah, it could be a big one.
Could be a big one.
We've got our sunglasses stocked in Fins, and it's an amazing layout. Yeah, and it's on the wall. But they've been down for a while, but they're up and going now. Like this, everything's pumping at Bali, so it's great to see because I've always wanted to go, but the last 2 years everything's obviously been closed. So I think I might see you over there in October if you're around. I'm thinking about it.
One over there.
Yeah, I'll do, yeah. You'll probably see me there for sure.
What is the speaking of traveling? Like it is a great off season where you can just chill out. Where's the coolest places you boys have been?
I reckon I went a couple of years ago to Morocco and Canary Islands. It's a pretty random trip actually. Looking back on it, like I don't know. I had a mate from school from another school I knew who'd been to Canary Islands, and he posted all these flicks, and I was like, that looks unbelievable. And Morocco's just off the coast of Morocco, so we went there with my brother and a mate from school, which was that was pretty cool. Just different experience. Yeah, it was great fun. I reckon that was probably it. But I've done a heap of trips just with my family growing up, which were unreal. I reckon some of the great ones are just like in Australia as well. Did that trip across the top of Australia, Gibb River Road, from Kununurra to Broome. Yeah. And like, that's unbelievable. Great drive, like different, you stop off at different gorges here and there, camp. I love those sort of trips as well, but yeah, probably those two.
Yeah, I haven't done too much traveling by myself. Did a lot of traveling as a kid with my parents, but yeah, not too much. Obviously, just the Bali trips, the Thailand trips at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That Thailand trip was good.
Yeah, we did a Thailand trip together, which was a lot of fun.
Where'd you just go? I've been to Thailand. It's a great place.
Went to Phuket.
Phuket,
Dirty. Phuket. No, it is. It's dirty. It's a dirty
very
joint.
dirty.
It's very
Bangalore,
fun.
you just go to that strip, Bangalore.
Yeah, Bangalore Road, whatever it's called.
There's some things that you just can't. Some of the things you see on that road.
Just stay there. Imagine the skeletons in the closet that are kept in Phuket, just like in those villas, some of the things that have been seen in there.
You're walking in the street, next minute there's a big lizard on your head or something. It's like, what's going on here?
We actually did a trip 6 months ago to Byron when the floods were on. Actually,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Were you there when the floods were there?
yeah, we said fuck it, we'll just go because we booked it and went with one of our mates, and it was actually one of the best trips I've done. It was so much fun. It didn't really matter that it was raining because we were just, I don't know, having fun. But yeah, we nearly got stuck. Actually, we were just it got to the end of our trip and it was just absolutely pissing down rain, and we had to get out of there. And one of our mates lives up in Brisbane, and he was with us in Byron, and we're trying to get out of there driving. And mate, we would have pulled over 6 times trying to go through these massive puddles. Well, you call it puddles, but I don't even know what it's called.
Just
Half the car would have been under, yeah.
Mate, we were in this 4-drive, with a big lift as well. And the bloody water's up to the windows, and our mate's just carefree. He's like, "Oh, she'll be right." And we're just driving through this thing. The water's literally going in the car. We're just like, "Oh, fuck, hopefully we get through this." But yeah, we managed to get through, got to Gold Coast, and the airport was closed, of course.
Yeah.
So we ended up driving up to Brisbane to fly out of Brisbane because we had training the next day. So
That is crazy, mate.
it was a hectic trip, but it was a good trip.
Very lucky to get out, really.
Yeah, we were very lucky.
If we left an hour later, I reckon we'd been stuck there probably.
Yeah, because
I remember seeing some of the photos of the McDonald's sign or the petrol.
And all it is the McDonald's sign.
And they're just above water.
Yeah.
It's just crazy what's happened there. Yeah, Byron's a great spot. So much energy in the place.
it is.
Everyone's just chilling
some
out.
characters there as well.
Oh, there's some rare units. You can just sit there and just people watch on that hill, can't you?
Yeah, it's so good though.
Speaking of a footy trip, let's say you could go on one. Well, you can, but back in the day when they used to just round them up, you can only take 5 guys with you, right, from the football club. Who are the 5 guys you're taking? So there's you 2, and then there's
3 others.
Yeah, 3 others. Who are the top 3 that you're taking and why? Because there's always a reason why. You need a good blend.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I know who I'll take.
I know the first one.
I'll take, obviously,
Take Bon.
Nick's in there. I'll take Bon.
Beautiful.
Okay, well, a bit iffy on Bon. You just don't know what you're going to get from that bloke.
Aidan Bonner, for those wondering who that is.
You know what you're going to get, but it's
He
sometimes
could walk up in the cop shop the next morning. You actually don't know.
He makes you laugh 24/7, this bloke. So
yeah.
he has to come.
Yeah. He's that funny.
We'd probably have different next 2. I'd pick
club.
Yeah, I'd pick Jaden Stevenson. Just a character. That's another bloke that you don't know what you're going to get with. He could go one way, just not have a drink, or he could go the complete other way. And then I'd pick Curtis Taylor as well.
Yeah, Kurt.
He's got contacts just everywhere.
He is. He's the networking king.
Networking king.
He is, yeah.
You go to Vegas. You probably go to Vegas, and he would know He'll walk down the street and probably run into 6 blokes. He's a true puppet master. That bloke. He can pull the string from anywhere.
I mean, those 2 blokes for sure. It's hard.
That's a good crew.
It's a good crew. I mean, Kane Turner would be pretty good. He's always good value.
Yeah.
Kane after 3 beers, he'll look absolutely poleaxed, but he'll look exactly the same after 24.
The endurance athlete.
Yeah, he's an endurance athlete.
So his endurance, he can go a long time. And then, I'd probably say, El Mac's good value. Lukey Mack. He's a good storyteller as well. You should get him on here. He's got
I'm going to get him and his old man are going to come on and talk about their business together soon. I've got to hit him up. So that will be fun. That's a great crew. Righto, this is the best part now. Who are you definitely not taking? There's always one bloke that you go, you love him, but he'd be hard work on the trip. It sounds a bit harsh.
I reckon.
Well, who would be hard work? Not taking sounds a bit harsh. But
if Madge was still at the club, it'd be Madge. Oh, Aiden Core.
Apples.
Love him to bits, but geez.
Oh,
A bit scary, that guy.
aggressive man. Yeah.
He's an aggressive
He is,
man.
and the Irishman. And
Yeah.
it's,
A couple boys wouldn't come back.
Yeah,
Corey gone there.
Scary man on the piss, but good fella.
He's an aggressive man. I'd back that in. That's a good call.
you guys would have a lot of encounters with him at training, wouldn't you? You'd be playing on him at full back.
Oh, yeah.
Or do they put the best backs on the, not the shit forwards, but the seconds? You know what I mean? Like at training, you got the best on the seconds. It's always the first team are flogging the seconds.
Yeah, pretty much. But he beats you up a bit, or he beats me up a bit.
He's aggressive.
He goes hard at
He
training.
goes hard, yeah.
Yeah,
And one thing about Apples, and you'd think people would know, but he's seriously quick, isn't he? He's
got some pace.
got some
He's
speed.
got some wheels.
Yeah, really fast. This is the caps clanger moment. So this is where I'll grab the caps. We've got the Homer headwear here, boys. Have you tried these on yet, Larks?
No. I haven't.
Pick your favourite hat and throw this on. Big shout out to Caps, the Homer headwear. Anyone that wants a cap, a jumper, or anything to do with sport, these guys are where you want to head is capz.com.au. That's where you're heading. Boys, biggest clanger, Caps clanger this segment is, the biggest clanger you've ever made. Now, it could be off the field, it could be on the field, but you're just this moment where you just realised you just still can't get over because it was a huge clanger. Is there anything that stands out while you throw the caps on?
I know what yours
for
is.
Sure. Yeah,
You can say yours. I don't really know what
Well, mine would be 100% my first game of AFL footy. So for those that don't know, it would have been 95% game time, and I recorded about 8 touches but no disposals. So like my touches were like, I would add out 3 or 4 drop marks inside 50, which were a couple of like turnover, bang goal. And then like I had 2 ruck taps. And then there was this one play in the third quarter where, like, obviously I'm just thinking, like, oh my God, like, I know I haven't had a disposal yet. It was like, you know, and in your first game, everyone's there. Like, your whole, like, all your family, your friends, everyone you played against, sort of with or watching the game. And I was just feeling it. And then there was this one contest, even on the wing, where Benny Brown went up for the mark. He got infringed, but it fell into my hands, and I like could have taken the advantage, but there was no one ahead of me, and I was like, I had to give the ball back. I was in the third. And anyway, after the game, I remember sitting in the rooms just like, we lost as well, and I was just sitting in the room like so flat. And Mason Wood comes up next to me, who didn't play. He was injured. I think I came in for him maybe. And he comes up to me and he goes, Suvi, filling up the stat sheet, mate. I was like, Woody, don't. Like, and I just walked out. The family was in the room. I was just like, oh, guys, thanks so much for coming and all the support. But like, he didn't watch the whole game, didn't even touch it. It was just like it was a mare. But that's got to be the biggest clanger. But like, luckily I got picked somehow. I had a week off and then picked again the next week.
a week off.
Week off for the mentals. Just the mentals to get away. And then come back. And then I got the touch out of the way. But
how'd you go in that second game?
Second game, I got the touch in the first quarter.
Oh, how good.
So it was
Early
like
touches key.
good to get out of the way. But
that is a great story,
yeah,
mate. And you know what? Like, you're dominating now, and they're the things you never forget. I know everyone knows exactly how you feel. Like, I remember my first game back from long injury at the Giants. I ended up with 5, I think, but I had 1 at 3/4 time. And it's the exact same thing. Everyone's watching, everyone's messaging.
Yeah.
Go well, mate. And you start thinking about that in the game. You go, I'm embarrassing my family here. I'm embarrassing my whole French. Everyone that knows me doesn't want to know me anymore.
literally is like, But, you know, because you're trying to think about the team. But when it gets like, I understand, like you think about the team, but when it gets to 3/4 time, you had 1 or like none, that's when you just start to think like, oh my God.
Oh, that is a Caps clanger.
The biggest, yeah.
That's a cracker. What about you, mate? The ball would have to have 1.
So on field, probably, I think it was like it was like my 7th game ever, and Brad Scott was the coach. Up in who'd we verse? Up in Sydney, and we ended up winning the game actually, but I probably had 6 touches, but my man would have taken about 15 in set marks, and like it was like 3/4. It was I got taken off because Brad Scott told me, mate, you just man up on him, and I kept on leading up thinking I was getting the ball, but my man just kept on dropping off and taking intercepts, and I got ripped off, and Brad Scott on the phone, and he tore me a fucking new one, that bloke. Like, it was probably like one of my only sprays I've ever had, and he just absolutely went off at me. And I think I finished with 6 touches. My opponent had like 16, 17 intercept marks, just all on me. And it was just like, thank God. We won by like 2 points, thank God, because I don't think I did get dropped, even though we won. Normally you don't, but yeah, that was probably my biggest clanger.
Oh, and we've all had there's nothing worse than, when you know you've made a mistake and you come off and they're like, mate, the phone? And you're like, because everyone's probably had the phone on their hand. You're like, here, you almost got to put it like a bit further away from your ear or turn it upside down. It's like, I don't want to listen to this.
You know exactly what you've done wrong, but they still fucking spray you. You're like, mate,
it's like they feel better about just letting it rip. Oh, fucking hell. That is cracker. We love that. Another segment we've got is RIXX and retirement. So once you're all cashed up, right, Monopoly man all over your body, you're a bit older, but you go to a location. I've got you boys, before we go, I've got you boys the Melrose inspired. So the RIXXies there, the champagne with the blue lens there, mate, and they're the crystal mint for Larks. But these are the RIXX Eyewear and retirement. So this is where you're finished, you're done, footy's done, you've nailed your cooking career post-footy, you've nailed everything you're doing with your work off field, and you want to just check out and just, you got unlimited cash, you get to choose one location. Where would it be and where would you take the RIXXies with you?
I'm probably going to somewhere in Greece, I'm going to Ibiza. For sure.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm going on Ibiza. I'm having the best time of my life. All that money I'll probably spend in a week. I can tell you what, I'll have a good time there.
That is a great place.
I reckon
you'll be somewhere just like cuddled up with the missus in high country, Victoria.
Kununurra or something.
Yeah. Give her a road trip again.
The gorge.
I reckon Greece as well. I've never been to Greece. Haven't done Europe properly. So I reckon somewhere nice in Greece, with my girlfriend.
There's a lot of people starting to go to Europe now, and it's hard. You almost need to unfollow people on Instagram so you don't have to see
shocking. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing all these guys on the phone and we're just losing. I know. It's the ticker at the moment.
Good that. We'll get there. No, you'll get there, that's for sure. So what's plans for the rest of the year, boys? What are we going to see? Obviously, the team's up and about, but obviously you're grinding, young group. What is the focus?
It's just, it's about going in, I guess, like we said, we've been working real hard at training, doing heaps of extra work, training really hard. It's just not clicking on the weekend. So it's just going to be one of those games where we do click on as a team, and we kick straight. I think we haven't been kicking that straight. A lot of people forget that we haven't had Cunners in this year. He's clearly our best player when he's up and going. So that's been tough for us. But I think it's just a matter of the team clicking game day, because it did in the back end of last year, and the personnel weren't too different. So we know it's we're not going to keep losing forever. It's it's going to happen. We just got to wait for that moment and then capitalize on the momentum when we get a bit, because a young team plays off confidence, and we have been a bit devoid of that. But what we do each week is to create confidence going into the weekend. So the mentality on game day, so that we can just click. It's just a matter of there's no magic bullet or whatever. It's just a team thing.
Yeah, it'll happen soon.
Yeah, no, that's good, and I hope it does, because great bunch of lads and young group. People don't realise there's a big. I think when we were in the hubs together, there's 20 odd. How many people moved on from North in 2020? It's 14. Yeah. And then the year before after, there's another bunch. So it's a huge turnover, and that's what people don't realise. They just pick up the paper and listen to the media, which we all know is external noise. But look, boys, on behalf of everyone here, just all the best for the rest of the year. Great laugh, and looking forward to the cooking show. We're going to get that going, and we're going to get the. I don't know what are we going to paint. If I can get you to draw up something we can put up here, just on the back here, to hang it up there.
Bit of spray for the outside of the van, maybe.
We were thinking that. But then imagine we park this van out the front of your house and people realise where it is. So we've got to work out what we do with the van.
Yeah, we need something for the back wall.
There we go. Well, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for everyone listening and watching. Get around these lads. Like I said on Instagram, we've got bulls_cooking. Get around that.
Get around it.
Make sure you're sharing and commenting. And then we've got Lark Work, at Lark Work on Instagram, which is all your work away from the footy field. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your time, boys. And good luck for the rest of the year.
Perfect.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to another episode. If you enjoy listening to our podcast, please feel free to hit us up on our social channels at Ausmerican Aces. If you're entertained, inspired, or feel more educated, please share it with your friends and family because we appreciate the support. Righto, catch you on the next one.